Hello everybody, Crypto Chaperone here, and it's nice to be back. I took a couple days away from cryptocurrencies and kind of paying attention to everything that was going on because, as you know, as this space grows, it becomes a little bit more stressful every day to keep up with everything since it is a 24/7, 365 days a year open business, open market. You have to pretty much maintain everything you're doing in your portfolios or stay vigilant to everything that's going on in the news and all of that as much as you possibly can if you want to come out profitable and if you want to come out on top of all these cryptocurrencies over time. I didn't really post very much in my Telegram channel or anything over the weekend. If you were paying attention to anything I was doing, I did mention that I was buying into ETHLend because it was receiving the highest amount of retweets on Twitter for the Binance competition. And if you looked into the new Binance voting system, they removed it from the website where you used to have a vote per member on the website, and you were able to just vote and you would be able to see live results on the website. And they switched it from the website over to Twitter, and you have to retweet the tweet that they tweeted about whatever coin has the opportunity to be listed on the website. And from there, they were going to pick whatever coins had the most retweets. I think it's like the top 2 or 3 coins were listed for free or something like that. But it was very, or it still is, I think it ended today actually, but it's very easy to manipulate that more or less because you can buy retweets, you could buy whatever you need if that coin would benefit you more or less. But I did notice that ETHLend was going up, and if you were in my Telegram channel, I told you around 17-18 cents to buy into ETHLend, and I did come in yesterday and mention that I was selling my ETHLend. I think it was like 30 cents, or 3 cents, not 17 cents. It was 0.017, not 17 cents, and then I sold it at 3 cents, somewhere around there. But I ended up making a good amount just for holding on to the coin for a couple days during a whole voting process. So if you were in the Telegram channel during that, you may have taken the opportunity to buy into that as well. If you did, you still have an opportunity to sell. I also want to put out there that I do put this in a lot of my Telegram posts that I put out there, that this isn't financial advice. Buy and sell at your own discretion, and make sure that you are doing all the research and everything you can before you buy and sell into any of these coins. I'm just simply posting things that I'm doing to potentially show you how easy it is to do these things, or just to give you kind of like a heads up of things that are going on. Maybe if you do want to look into them and invest in them on your own, but you should also look into them before just blindly investing. We can see that Bitcoin is climbing now. It is very close to $12,000. It is $12 off, $11.10 off actually from $12,000. And our market cap is continuing to trend in the upward position. After we had that big pullout last week, it went from like $345 billion down to like 281 billion or something like that, 277 billion. And then it started to climb back up after that. You also, every day that cryptocurrencies are continuing, you have the potential of that to also happen. You have big money that is pouring in every day, and they're going to be taking advantage of these profits as much as they can. And you don't have this money until it is actually in your wallet, in your bank account. As much as you are in love with cryptocurrencies and you think that it is the future of payments, yes, you are able to spend Bitcoin on things and buy things, but to big Wall Street investors and bankers, they're going to want fiat cash in their bank accounts or in their pocket or wherever else. So they're going to be cashing these out as much as they can to gain profit. We are definitely climbing in the upward direction, $357 billion, and we are definitely sustaining this. And Bitcoin is sustaining its price as well. Last week we ran into the situation where Bitcoin sort of took a dive after it hit its all-time high. It hit the $10,000 wall of resistance and broke through that and actually pushed up another 15% into 11,500. And then we saw a decrease. I think it was like a 30% decrease down into like $8,700, which was a pretty dramatic decrease. And you had a lot of traders who were trying to trade on that dip, and they got caught out of the dip because Bitcoin recovered to the price that it was so quick. So a lot of traders pulled their money out into fiat or US dollar tether, and they got lost in that dip. And now, if they haven't bought back into Bitcoin, they're still currently waiting for a dip potentially. Any of these dips that do occur, potentially larger percentage dips, you could see traders buying back in quickly, and that could be what's pushing the price back up. As well as if Bitcoin hasn't taken its stabilization dip for the final time yet, I think before these CME futures start actually trading in about 2 weeks now, I think it is, maybe a little less than that. I think it's about 13 days, 12 days, they should be trading. We potentially might see another dip before that. And if we do see a dip, I don't think it is going to be a very long dip, because you might have so many of these big investors that are sitting on the sideline with their money still in hand waiting for this to happen. And I think if they don't get the opportunity before the CME futures release, I think they're going to just buy back into it at whatever price it is, and you could see another push in price. I've also seen a lot of things of people talking about exchanges in the upcoming future that are potentially going to offer straight fiat to alternate coin options. So you wouldn't have to necessarily buy Bitcoin and then trade it into an altcoin or whatever else. You would be able to take your US dollar tethers onto different markets, as well as connect your bank account to different things like on Kraken or GDAX or whatever, and you would be able to just purchase IOTA coins, Dash coins, Monero coins, Cardano coins, whatever you would want to purchase as an altcoin, and you wouldn't have to buy a Bitcoin or Ethereum or like one of the top main coins and then convert it into whatever coin you would want based on those markets. You would be able to just buy straight into the altcoin at the price that it was currently at. And I saw that Coinbase may be implementing that as well in the future. So that could definitely help altcoins boom in general, since they're not going to really need Bitcoin as that middle bridge. A lot of people don't really want to get into Bitcoin and don't want to research Bitcoin, but a lot of people think some of these altcoins that are coming out, these ICOs, have maybe a big project or a big platform or some big developments that they think they could have a big future in. And a lot of these people might want to strictly invest directly into one of these coins when they come out onto the market, and they might want to just hold on to that and not really mess around with all these other altcoins on all these exchanges and trading around and moving and risking potentially getting hacked or phished or losing some of your money. As well as much as you do transfer and buy and exchange your Bitcoins on exchanges, you do have to pay fees for that. We've had some pretty good markets in the past 24 hours. Nexus is up a lot, Mona Coin's up a lot, Veritasium is one of my favorite coins to trade for a profit on, and it is up a lot. It has been fluctuating a lot. I think it has been down into like the $90. I saw it down in like the low hundreds last night, and now it's shot up to $133. And a lot of these coins are just gaining a lot of interest at this point, because so many people are getting interested in Bitcoin, and all of that interest is slowly trickling out into this altcoin market. So any of these coins that do come out with any developments every day, I saw Kyber Network is coming out with developments pretty often, and they are seeing a decent boost, and I think they are going to see a decent boost in the near future. But just any of these coins that come out with any development, or if they even say anything about potential or an announcement, there's so much volatility in the market that it is just rocketing up in price. One of our big gainers of the day is IOTA, and if anyone's actually been paying attention to anything related to IOTA, it has been recently announced that Microsoft is partnering with IOTA for some future developments. I'm not really sure what they're going to be developing on, but if we look here, there's a whole big article. You could check it out. Crypto Coin News has one. CNBC has one. Decently big news because it's a mainstream, large, solid company that is now investing and partnering with a cryptocurrency. And this is definitely going to bring a lot more people into cryptocurrencies and altcoins, because they're going to see that these altcoins are going to have more than just an internet usage. They're going to be able to work with actual companies that are out there today. Now, IOTA is an Internet of Things alliance. Now, it is run by a nonprofit like German group, and Internet of Things is more or less a connection between interrelated devices and machines on the internet, like your Alexa, your whatever the Google one is that talks to you. I'm not really sure. Even Siri and things like that, where you could tell them to order and talk and go on the internet and search for something, or write you a list, make you a reminder, set an alarm, as well as even you have refrigerators and stoves and house locks now and cameras that you can, like how Amazon can come into people's houses and deliver a package. If you have the whole Amazon home set up or whatever, you have the cameras and the lock on the door, you'll be able to more or less integrate the IOTA and Microsoft. Those are going to be coming together, and you'll be able to integrate that with your everyday machines and technology that you're using like these. So I'm not really sure how it's going to affect it potentially, maybe as these start to split away from just normal everyday payments, how you pay for like your internet is one. As this grows, this IOTA could become a micropayment for things that are tethered to Microsoft devices, more or less. Something definitely to keep your eyes on. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked into IOTA very much, but I'm definitely going to look into it now that it has had this partnership. Continuing onward now, I'm sure that you've heard of Crypto Kitties, and if you haven't, it's definitely something that could potentially be affecting you. Now, Crypto Kitties more or less are these crypto cats that you can buy and sell and kind of mate with each other to create more crypto cats, and you could sell them on the Ethereum marketplace for Ether. So if we look here, we can see some of the crypto cats that they actually have for sale. I've seen that a lot of these Generation 0 cats, the closer to a Generation 0 that you have, the better, the more expensive the cat could be potentially. But you can set your own prices for your cats. You can name your cats what you want. And if we look at some of the most expensive cats, if it'll load, this is definitely not the most expensive in order. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Let's do this. It's not going to show it in order, but I'm not sure why. Okay, here we go. Oldest first, most expensive. So, okay, it's not showing it right, but as you can see, these are costing 222 Ethereum, 666 Ethereum, and these aren't even the most expensive cats. Some of the most expensive ones are in the thousands of Ethereum to purchase them. So what you have is more or less a lot of people are getting into these. Okay, here we go. 704,000 Ethereum is what this cat costs. Now, more or less what these are people that are just getting into these and creating so many of them. It is more or less a fad, kind of like Hatchimals or Pokemon Go. And the negative effects of it are it is actually clogging up the Ethereum network. Now, I don't think this fad's going to last very long, more or less, because people are putting so much money into it, and there's not really any reason anyone would want to invest in these, especially to the point of 704,000 Ether. If you were going to invest in it, potentially maybe there were some that were for charitable events. I think there was one where the guy was going to, one of the original developers for this, or someone that helped them with it, was going to donate all the money that they sold for their cat to buy a bunch of cows for people in a place where cows are actually a necessity for life, and more or less it would help them survive. So any kind of charitable event, I could definitely commend for doing something like this, or taking this platform to their advantage. But you're going to have so many other people who are just buying into these cats and making crazy prices and doing just outrageous, absurd things. And as they're doing this, all these cats that are being made are clogging up the Ethereum network, because you are creating these contracts for all of these cats. And these are all payments that are going through to buy and sell and have these cats mate. You have contracts that go through for all of this. So from this, some recent ICOs have actually had to delay their ICO. I know that the Spective, I think it is, Spectre VR, has actually had to delay their ICO because they cannot get their ICO contract to be deployed onto the Ethereum network, because there's so much congestion from all these crypto kitties that are just being spammed out on the network, more or less, from everybody who's trying to take advantage of this. These crypto kitties, if you are not into them, I would advise you probably not to get into them, because it's more harmful at this moment to the network, because you have so many things going on. You have so many ICOs daily and so many people who are just getting involved in this space so quick that a lot of these transactions are not going to go through for a while, and some of these contracts may not be deployed for up to a couple weeks. So a lot of these new and upcoming ICOs that haven't had their contract deployed yet for their initial token offering that they're doing, they will have to wait more or less for their contract to deploy. They'll send it to the Ethereum network, and it could take a decent amount of time, and then they'll potentially maybe even lose a decent amount of investors because it's going to look like they don't have this planned what they're doing, but in reality they can't help what's going on because the network that they are working on is being congested by all this. It's definitely something to keep in mind if you do want to get into Crypto Kitties. I would not go outrageous with it. Maybe buy one or two and experiment with it, and try not to go crazy and buy 20 and 30 and have them all mating and clogging up the Ethereum network and ruining it for everybody else. That's more or less all I've really got for you guys today. Let's do a quick refresh and see if we hit 10,000 or 12,000. Oh, we lost a decent amount. Bitcoin's now down to 11,911. So we've lost about $80 while we were sitting here. But I'm going to leave you guys with pretty much this is the end of the video for today. It was good to be back. Good to be back and talking to you guys. Good to see the cryptocurrency market is growing and Bitcoin is kind of stabilizing up in the $10,000 and $11,000 range. And a lot of people thought it was going to drop down, even me, myself included. I thought it was going to drop down and stabilize in more of like the $9,000 range, $8,500 to $9,000. So it's definitely nice to see that we have some support that is holding Bitcoin up above 10,500 and even above 11,000. I haven't seen it dip below that very much. I think it was in the 11,300s and 400s for the most part of yesterday. So we've kept it up in the 11,000. So hopefully we can find some nice stabilization up in there and we can continue upward, because 2018 is going to be a very, very big year for cryptocurrencies. You're going to see a lot more of these partnerships like IOTA and Microsoft. You're going to see a lot more of these negative things happening to the Ethereum network like Crypto Kitties. And you're going to see so many people trying to take advantage of the profit that is out there to be taken. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. And all I can suggest for you guys now is to go out and look for more YouTube videos for people who are trying to teach you about this ever-growing cryptocurrency space. And enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll see ya.